Hey everybody, happy Thursday, and today is an FAQ video. I hope you're excited. If anybody was like me as a babysitter, everybody used to watch Nick Jr. and it had that face guy. It goes burr, burr, burr. That's what that reminded me of when I did that just then. So, well, anyways, if any of you are new to the new schedule / what's happening, Monday's video always comes out. It's been coming out for over 3 years. Can you believe it? So, Monday's always the same. It's always a topic video that you can tell me if there's a video that you want me to make a Monday video about, and then I make a list on my phone. I have this ridiculously long list, and I create videos based on that. And then Thursday is a wild card day, maybe an FAQ, and I'm selecting my questions from KatiMorton.com and YouTube. So if you ask your questions under Monday's video or on the website, that's how I find them. Still use the hashtag. That makes it easy for me. And give me your journal topics too, because I'm still going to do journal topics because I think those are really important. And I also want to apologize. I know that many of you on my last video were upset that the way that I verbalized transgender. And I just want to express, I'm sorry if I offended anyone. That is never my goal in anything. I don't ever want to offend anyone. I'm learning too. And in all the literature that I was reading, it was just talking about the transition and what that's like. I didn't notice myself, it's my own fault. I didn't notice that they verbalized it in a different way. And I personally don't specialize in LGBT community work. I know a lot of therapists do, and so I apologize. I didn't mean to offend anyone. I'm trying to learn as well, and so thank you for those of you who let me know, and I will work on it, and I will learn from it, and we will learn together. So yeah, just throwing that out there, but thanks for your feedback. I'm always open to your constructive criticism. It helps me become a better me, right? So I have 2 questions today, and they're pretty good and they're very different, but things that I hear a lot, and I want to make sure that you all know what's up with them. Okay, so let's get going. First question says, "Hey Katie, I've recently been accepted into a double Bachelor of Nursing and Psychology, and I start in 2 weeks. Yay! I've been struggling with an eating disorder for 4 years, and I'm only now realizing the effects that it's had on my body. There are a lot of effects she lists, and if you're wondering, there's a video I put out a long time ago called The Results of an Eating Disorder. But she says heart rate slow, low blood pressure, infrequent periods, chronic headaches, stuff like that. Since Christmas, my eating disorder has gotten worse, and I want to get better. I don't want to feel this way anymore. Only 2 people actually know about it, and it's so exhausting trying to hide it constantly. I know, right? I hear that from a lot of my clients. I'm worried that reaching out now and asking for help while studying a Bachelor of Psychology will affect my opportunities once I complete my studies. Would it affect job opportunities? Do I have to be in recovery or recovered before I could start working as a therapist? Thank you for everything you do. You inspire me." Aw. Okay, so a couple things. When you're in school, it's fine to get help. And technically speaking, everything that's said in therapy is confidential. So it can't affect what you do because you have to share the information. They can't share it without you saying that it's okay. So I encourage you, please reach out, get help, talk to people about it. The more we talk about our eating disorder, the less power it has over us. However, there is some stipulation. Sorry, my chair is really tight here. There is some stipulation when it comes to getting jobs in eating disorder clinics. Now, in my experience, and I don't know, obviously I have not worked at every clinic across the world, but the places that I worked did ask you in your interview, have you had an eating disorder? If so, how long ago? How long you've been recovered? All that information. Because I had a lot of people that I worked with who they were recovered, and that's fine. There is nothing that can hinder us. Our mental health past does not have to predict our future in any way. But many places will require, mine required, I think my friend said it was like 2 years. You had to be, had been in recovery for 2 years in order to work there. But that is like a very niche certain thing. You can work anywhere and no one has to know your history. I would encourage you, however, so that's like a legal, written thing that has to happen in some places and something you consider. But from a standpoint of health and wellness, I would encourage any and all of you, if you're considering work in the counseling, social work, therapy, psychology world, that you take care of yourself first. If you're in school, get into therapy now. Start working on your own recovery, because we can do whatever we want. It doesn't matter. We don't have to be all the way well and recovered in order to help other people. But I will tell you, you will burn out. if you don't take care of yourself, you will find that you're giving so much to your clients, you have nothing left for yourself, and your recovery will slip. And so I would encourage any of you out there to get help for yourself, because when we do that, then only then are we able to fully help our clients in the way that they're going to need and be a true support for them, because otherwise we don't have all the energy to give because we're working on our own stuff and it's really hard and it can be stressful and we can have days where we're feeling really weak and tired, or we have those headaches or whatever. So yeah, make sure you take care of yourself first before helping others. It's almost like in the airplane, you know, you put your mask on yourself before you help someone else so that we can all survive. Okay? Now, question number 2. Hello, Katie. Well, hello. So proper. I was wondering if scratching yourself till you bleed when you're feeling extremely down is considered self-harm. Well, is it considered self-harm only when you use a knife or a blade? I really appreciate your website and your videos. Thanks for everything. You're very welcome. I love doing this. To be truthful, that what I do right now is my passion. This is my passion. So, is scratching yourself till you bleed when you're feeling low self-harm? Yes, that's a short answer. If I was making a really short video, I'd be like, yes, that is. And the truth is, self-harm can be anything where you're harming yourself. I've had clients who bang their heads against walls, burn themselves, cut themselves. Some people even hurt themselves with, if they have diabetes, taking their insulin, not taking their insulin, stuff like that. People will utilize that as a way to harm themselves. I have people who punch walls with no coverage on their hands, and their hands are really swollen and bruised and bloodied. That's self-harm. There are a lot of things we can do to hurt ourselves, and it doesn't have to just be a knife. It doesn't have to be cutting. That's why we call it self-injury or self-harm, because that's all encompassing. It can be a ton of different things. So I would encourage you to start, check out my self-harm workbook on the website. It's free, and that can be really helpful. And if you aren't already seeing a therapist, I would encourage you to reach out and find someone so that you can get the support you need while you work through it. And DBT therapy tends to be the best if we're struggling with self-harm. Okay? And that is it. And my journal topic is something that has just been, it's on Instagram. I saw it and it was amazing. I'm working with, I don't know, 3 or 4 of my clients on this right now. And it came up again in a conversation with, I have a group of therapists I sit with every week to kind of talk about what's going on. It's come up a lot, and the quote is, "Don't be so afraid of relapsing that you can't recover." That's powerful, and that can apply to all of us. It's in life, it's like, don't be so afraid of failing that you don't take the leap, that you don't challenge yourself, that you don't push yourself farther. Because I can tell you, even as an adult, as a person with, you know, technically, I guess my shit's together, there are times when I'm afraid that something might not work out, like creating these videos. I'm afraid to put information out sometimes for fear that I might get a lot of negative comments back. Because anybody who's on YouTube, any of my YouTubers out there, there's some really shitty people online and they're really negative, and you can worry about that happening for fear, you know, that might happen. You don't do it. You're frozen. But instead, every week I take that leap of faith. I do it because I know that the cost, like the benefit outweighs the cost. The cost is minimal, and sometimes it's worth taking a risk, and you're worth taking a risk. Don't be so afraid of relapse that you can't recover. Don't be so afraid of working on that really hard thing with your therapist that you're stuck and you can't move on. Don't be so afraid of quitting that job and taking that better job because you just don't know if you can quite do it, because I know you can. And it's just, to me, it's like a life lesson. It's something we have to keep teaching ourselves. So what does it mean to you when I say, don't be so afraid of relapse that you can't recover? What's that mean to you? I think it's a good one. I love you all. I'll see you on Monday. And then on Thursday, it might be media. I actually think I found an article that was sent out to me, and I think I'm going to talk about that. But if I do an FAQ, you have to ask your questions below Monday's video and on the website. Bye!